Oh,
Hello, everyone.
we're back.
We're back.
We're playing a new game today. It's almost done downloading.
You know, since we're much funnier when we're not live, before we were talking about a cartoon that Ryan and I were looking through a list of cartoons on some platform.
But I'm an adult. I don't watch cartoons.
And there was one, might have been Disney Plus, one on the list called The Day My Butt Went Insane. And we were both like, what could that be?
It was probably when we used to watch the new DuckTales
Oh,
when
yeah.
they would come out. But they
Probably.
were on network TV, so we had to use the Disney Now platform, which is before Disney Plus. And we had to scroll past a bunch of random shit that Disney was airing at the time.
Oh, God.
And, there's some weird shit in there.
The weird part about that is I'm 90% sure that this was a book that I had read a bit of when I was like in middle school or in elementary school, called The Day My Butt Went Psycho.
And the cartoon, we looked into it because we were like, what is this? And from the little description, it seemed like it was probably a puberty allegory. And it was like a story, it was a cartoon about a world where everyone's butt can talk, but not the main character. He's a kid. And one day he wakes up and his butt can talk. So it's a cartoon about a boy and his talking butt.
Don't like it. It's weird.
It's kind of weird.
How we doing?
1 minute.
Cool.
So we're gonna be playing the Stanley Parable, also
Ultra Deluxe.
Ultra Deluxe Edition.
I
The
know.
end is never the end.
I know, like, most of the things about the original version, and Hunter doesn't.
I know.
So it's a weird, like, cross-section of we know
And I'm
things,
somewhere in between.
Hunter doesn't know things, but at some point we're probably going to see something, and all of us are going to be like, huh? That sounds like it might have finished.
I know a lot about the
All right, hold
original.
on. Let me just... Oh, God. Wait. Quit music. Quit that. And then... No. Bam. We good?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
No idea how this is going to play on Switch.
Crows.
I was right.
Hey again, Shuriken.
Hey,
English
again.
subtitles, please.
We definitely want subtitles on.
I always put on subtitles. Have I played the Stanley Parable before? I have not.
wow, that's cool.
I'm scared.
It's just the slider until the computer is barely. I like to make it slightly brighter than it recommended.
I want to know what happens if you hit yes there.
Enter the current time. What? Okay, this is.
What? You'd ask you for what?
Enter the current time. First of all, it should already know that.
It's 12:22.
Accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu.
The what?
Accessibility settings.
It's colorblind shit.
Oh.
It's a video game.
Yeah, that's right. Accessibility, but not me.
Okay.
Here we are. Is the game a good volume? Hold on. Let me just listen while you guys talk over the title screen. Just double check our volumes. This is kind of an important game to have the right volumes.
I'm trying to figure out if this is the background music that Ryan George uses in the pitch meetings.
That's a good question.
I think it might be. Like it was immediately and shockingly familiar to me.
No,
in
an
a way that makes me-
ad.
What?
Oh, it's a really short ad, thank God.
Oh, an ad. to ads.
Okay, I think the volume is good.
Good.
So, yeah. Enjoy.
Ever the end is never the end is never the end is never the end.
It's like the title I wrote.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I have control.
Nice clock. Feel free to audio describe anything you see. Audio describe.
It looks like the clock on our wall is not telling the accurate time. Oh, or is it? Oh, no, it's not.
How do I analog clock?
Took me a hot second.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Meeting. Okay. So I do have an interact button. Okay, just a bunch of normal office corridors. Very normal office, I see.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I remember there being a lot of detail in this office.
There's a lot of paperwork around with charts and things, using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic on the header and throws out everyone is unique, you most of all.
The slideshow is great.
Oh, I like this little whiteboard. Number of slides on this slide. Charts, slides, charts, and slides. It's a pie chart. What do people want? Things, money, more money, things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs about things and money.
This seems like the business where Ryan George works.
Oh my god, there's so many charts. Oh my god. The boss appreciation minute. On your boss appreciation minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill it out in triplicate and return to, well, let's solve an interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined towards conflict, unless you're the kind of person who initiates conflict, why did we hire you? Your dreams for the future success: a boat, plant life, football, pollution, less art, spring break, clear skin, metamorphosis, hope, lunch, mitosis. Tips for not getting fired: talk less, do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no expectation of promotion or recognition. Don't get fired. This is a scary game? I don't know, Shuriken. How to solve a dispute with a coworker: let it ball up inside you, take it out passive aggressively on other coworkers, resent coworkers for not supporting you. Oh god, okay, I'm done with this slideshow. A broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Are you sure there's nothing in here, though?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Uh-huh.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
This game
Are
is a
you
joy.
really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why?
I don't know, to
Please
see what
offer me
kind of
some
dialogue there
explanation
is.
here. I'm genuinely confused.
Hi, Allison.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Okay, that was enough to make me leave.
You think? There's more.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, the broom closet ending was my favorite. Oh, this boss is making lots of money. I see. His office is mighty fancier. In the bathroom it says on the wall, "To be rich is a crime. To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one." There's two magazines by the toilet. That's a Time magazine of a clock and Extreme Bathrooms.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
You don't say. Where is this keypad that you speak of? You said it was behind my boss's desk. Oh, there it is.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly... Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh, this is scary. A little bit. This is like very unsettling.
It's a totally normal elevator.
It is perfectly normal.
I don't like this.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Ugh. Lots of pipes. Lots of...
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape? I'm gonna escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh God!
The man not lying.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious,
This is a
concerted
weird
effort to
first
walk
choice to
forward
make.
and willingly confront his death.
The narrator is being very direct with you, Hunter.
Oh,
He just went for it.
did I die? Oh,
So what happened?
I don't know. I can't see anything.
As the
It's
machine
rumbling.
whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like
Oh, God,
plucking
I'm
the
gonna get
eyeballs
squished.
from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
No, don't squish
Farewell,
me.
Stanley.
Don't squish me. No, no, don't squish me.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator,
What?
as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
I told you this was a weird first choice to make.
I got dropped out. Where am I? Where, the Stanley parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What?
When every
A white
path you can
room.
walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same.
This is
Do
a
you see
weird
now?
first choice.
Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
I kind of wish they didn't let you do this one first at all, because then you just land in this place and it spoils the whole thing.
Well, like I kind of got the feeling that this was kind of like what was going on based on the fact that
Yeah, no.
there was open narration,
True.
but still choices.
But
that I
you
could make.
literally land in a giant Stanley Parable museum
Yeah.
that just kind of shows you the whole game.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna like read everything. for sake of, I want to go through again. I don't even know what this... Oh, it's the weird elevator. Beep. Beep, beep, beep. This place is very open and weird feeling.
It's the kind of thing you pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design. But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you.
Whoa, that was cool.
Yeah. Shoot. Well, try the other one then.
This is a cool
When
room.
Stanley came to the lift, he traveled upward to the power source at the top of the...
There's a lot of new narration that I don't want spoiled, but it's happening. Like,
Yeah, this is the
I don't know what
worst.
any of the stuff he's saying relates to. It's all new.
Can I go in this elevator? No, I guess not.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
I can turn it off.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your Nintendo Switch. There's no other way to beat this game.
Little
So
new
you
dialogue
won't
there.
fall into walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Oh.
You let time choose for you.
I didn't want to turn off the switch.
That was jarring to hear her say. I'm so used to push escape and hit restart. Well.
That was very strange.
Well, the world's your oyster now.
That was a weird first choice.
That was a very weird first choice.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Place has big backrooms energy.
It does.
Okay, well now I'm like, I'm gonna try and open like every door I can
Stanley
see.
went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference. Nor did it advance the story in any way.
You can't think your way past this narrator. He's smarter than you.
I believe that.
Maybe this time you'll get the broom closet ending.
It's my favorite.
It's my favorite.
Hey, for all I know, they expanded that in this game.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay,
You didn't even finish the story.
you're right. I should probably not escape this time.
You should probably.
Yet
not
there was
escape.
not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of
room
disbelief,
closet's still
Stanley
open.
decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
It's a shame we didn't get all the dialogue from the first time. I don't think we can do that now.
Oh, really?
It gets really, really funny.
I'm just gonna How long do you have to stay in the broom closet before the game ends? My ADHD is kicking in. I'm getting bored rapidly. Must resist urge to leave broom closet. Continue on to something more interesting.
There's nothing here.
I can't.
There's nothing here. Nothing at all. Okey-dokey.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Alright, first impressions, this game is great.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
It's a big button. Ooh, I'm gonna press it.
It's your favorite thing to do.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I think I do. Ooh, camera button. Anything else I can interact with here? No? Just papers and stuff.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
You don't say.
But here was the proof.
Wake up, sheep.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Mind control status offline. Utility power. What's this? What's this big button? 5. Nothing happened. And controls idle, awaiting input.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Yeah, okay.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
But he just said I have freedom of choice now. I do want to see
Just
what's out
starting
there.
to get it.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
You can tell Stanley was happy because somebody else told him.
Yep. Yay, we beat the game.
You did it. You beat it. You win.
I did it. There were many contrary decision-making processes that I wanted to make over the course of that last run.
All of his
Good thing.
co-workers
I'll
were
do it
gone.
right now.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bum, 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 bum.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he
Do
entered the
whatever
door
you
on his
want.
left.
All the time.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No. I'm done listening to you.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
We'll get to that. I'm assuming. If that's still a thing.
Warning. Do not jump from cargo lift when it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty of misusing cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off cargo lift, $5,000.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
I don't
I
believe that
realize
for
that
a second.
investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who? Oh, blackness.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I need to know what the phone call is gonna be. Wait, whiteness? What? Where?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Good morning, employee 427. Press the right on the D-pad on your controller.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Please press Y. But it's not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that makes sense. That tracks.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Please press up to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Oh. Please press up to prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
What?
Down
Room has
one
changed.
path lay an enormous round room
not like a kitchen
with
anymore,
monitors
it's
and
office.
mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Please press X to tell your kids a story.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Press down, tell your wife you love her.
But there is no answer. How could there
my wife is
possibly
gone.
be?
My desk is
In
here.
reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Press B to go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Please press A to be at work in the morning. Okay. I'll wait and not press the button, see if something happens.
What? Because the narrator told you to?
I can't win. I can't win. My ADHD brain won't let me not press the button.
Press A. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Go. Do it.
Do you
it.
see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Please press X to question nothing.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please
And
die.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Hiya. Well, I died. I guess.
All of his co-workers were gone.
End is
What
never
could it
the.
mean?
End is never the. End is
Stanley
never
decided
the.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Touch every door.
Touch the doors.
Touch all the doors.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference. Nor did it advance the story in any... Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
What are you doing?
I'm clicking the door 20 times to see if I get an achievement.
I don't think it's working.
I don't think it did.
Try a different door.
No, I don't think so.
Weird.
Weird. Maybe we went too far. Our ad frequency? It should be what it normally is. 30 minutes, I think.
When Stanley
30
came
minutes
to a
of
set
ads.
of 2 open
No.
doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, I'll go back. But now I want to go down the staircase.
Oh, foot. Do, 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 do.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided
The
to go
broom
up to his
closet's
boss's
been
office,
barred.
hoping he might find an answer there.
That's hilarious.
He's tired of your obsession
Coming
with
to
that
a
place.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No.
I don't want to.
But Stanley
There's the
just
car.
couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield,
jump.
and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
The
And
clocks
while
go
he thought
1,
it all
2,
very
3, 4
odd
on the
and
wall.
wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Nah.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What the fuck?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She rose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Oh my god.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Oh my goodness.
Was that a new one, Ryan?
No.
This game has a lot to say.
It does, and it's just gonna say it and say it and say
It's
it.
just gonna keep saying it. Like, it's not even like it's just about video games. It's also about like work culture and just the state of existing in a
And
society where your
simulation
job does
theory.
nothing.
Yep.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
Just try the door thing again. Wait, you don't want to go
Stanley
too
went
far.
around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I wish I wanted to go back into my office.
Look at how you continue that.
Isn't it a certain door?
It might be. It's a shame. I really want to.
Yeah, it really feels like there's more to that.
Oh, more
There is more to that. That achievement is super worth it. Maybe it's not in here because we're on the Switch and there's no achievements.
Why would it have started
No,
though?
they some achievements have popped up.
Yeah, and why would it have started the process if we couldn't continue?
Why would it not have continued the process?
Probably because we walked too far,
I'm still like in front of
and then we reset the game and we maybe fucked it up permanently. I don't know.
I don't know how this game works.
I don't either.
Flag set. Let's move on.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his
Look on doors. I don't
co-workers.
know. I'll also look for computers and stuff.
I just turned off a computer. I kind of expected this, but it's still one of the strangest video game experiences I've had.
Do you know about the beginner's guide?
No.
Ryan just made 6 weeks of stream plans.
What? The beginner's guide takes an hour.
Oh.
But it's an hour that you'll finish and then go sleep for 10 hours.
Oh, I see.
It's made by the same guy who made this, and it's really heavy.
Oh, that's my favorite, though.
And I'd love to play it, but I don't
Let's play it on not a work day.
I don't know if we'd be able to stream it because it's not like I don't think it's on any consoles or anything. But I really, really would like to play that.
Play it on Steam Deck.
Input received?
Oh, good.
Oh.
Yeah, there's this one computer that said input received, and a little bit of the bar showed up.
Yep.
Well, now I gotta touch everything. It doesn't take much besides an incredibly talented writer to make a good game.
Yeah. It especially doesn't take
Yeah.
6,000 employees scattered all over the world working on crunch time.
Nope.
This game is basically Gary's mod and a narrator.
Yeah. I kind of noticed that where it feels
The first version
very
of this
Half-Life engine.
The first version of this game was built as a Half-Life mod.
Okay, that makes so much sense looking at the design of everything.
Yeah.
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
Never heard that one.
See, like through some glass, I like see some other doors like opened, and I want to go explore. How do I put in more inputs? I must go search for more computers.
Click, 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 click.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, I can't go back the way I came.
No. You must
That's sad.
follow an ending.
Oh, I went through the door and I left, like a good drone.
I've noticed they've increased the responsiveness of the interaction sound.
Why? Because I click them a lot.
Like when you do that, like on the door, it used to only make the sound every 5 clicks.
Really?
That's just a little quirk of the original version. And now it just goes.
I like.
Yet
when
there was
it's-
not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
This is a whiteboard that says "Do not alter without consulting whiteboard management."
Offices are sad.
Meeting schedule. Offices are really sad.
Offices are just a giant building that robots could operate in and be fine.
Yeah.
But we pay
Or
humans.
we don't even need offices to do the work we do in offices.
I know.
That's what the pandemic literally
Yeah, you just do
forced people to see.
You could do it
Yeah,
from your
but
couch.
then it just went back to normal afterwards.
Did.
I mean, a lot of my friends will never go back to their
Yeah, workers
their
are
office job.
not taking that.
No. Like Travis will forever work from home now.
That's great.
Yeah, good for him.
Home is a good
He's
place
he's
to
a
be.
fucking programmer.
My
Why
sister
does
got-
he need to go anywhere?
I
to
know.
work?
My sister got a good work from home job.
That's
and
awesome.
Keeps like going to Puerto Rico and stuff.
It's cool.
Yeah, I want a cool work at home job. Like streaming.
Really. Every door.
It's tapping on every door in the order of their number.
I'm skeptical, but that really seems like one of those things where I'm skeptical of Allison, and then she turns out to be right, and I feel stupid.
I don't know.
That's a whole genre of things.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Dun, 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 dun.
I really wanted that door to open.
Hey.
What, is the bathroom the same? Yeah. Wait, no, it's not. The writing is different. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Ugh. Ugh.
The boss.
I don't want to go to the basement. does let me go back to the staircase.
There's nowhere else to go. I don't think.
Well, I mean, there's some divergent choices I wanted to make in the normal ending, but oh wait, what's this room that I've never been in? There's a painting
Is it the
of
panda?
a panda with a gun to its head,
Yeah, I don't know.
and the secret elevator.
Yeah, I'm interested in.
Wait a second, I can hit the up and the down arrow. What? I want to go up.
The first time I ever heard this song was in this game, but it's not from this game. If you listen really closely, the narrator is singing along, but it's hard to hear.
Oh, I can hear.
I recognize this song just as something that plays during the end cards of low-effort Reddit TTS videos on YouTube.
It's just one of those royalty-free.
This game is really good audio tracking. I don't even know if that's the right phrase for it, but when you're,
It's just spatial audio.
I don't know, but like, you know, when you look around or you move around
Yeah,
in
it's
space,
first person.
yeah. Playing this game in VR must be a trip.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm back where I was.
Yeah, that's how it was in the original. I feel like this would be a really good area to add something to. And I'm not saying they didn't, but
Well, I'm gonna try pressing the down arrow now.
That'll just take us back to where we started.
this has always just been an area with a panda picture and an elevator that doesn't go anywhere. And I'd be surprised if there wasn't something here in this version. But I bet it's super secret.
Stanley.
Maybe try clicking on the panda.
I figured out how to crouch.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know if that's a useful skill. I don't know,
If
but
you
I
can do it,
I can do it.
it does something.
Yep. That didn't do anything. That was really weird.
Maybe click the panda.
I tried. There's also a painting of a man whose face is obscured, and I assume that's my boss.
Giovanni.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Oh, surprise.
Now that's fast travel.
That was really funny.
I wonder if the secret disco still exists.
I hope so.
I don't
forget how to
remember.
get it, though.
Yeah, I don't remember how to do that, so I can't really. It's in the mind control room, but I don't remember how to do it. You like hit the monitor button and then you step backwards off the elevator before it goes. I don't know.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, press the
The
button.
lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
So the next button
What
is like an
horrible
elevator,
secret
right?
did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
After this one?
Did he have the
Well,
strength to
it's
find
light,
out?
then camera, then elevator.
Yeah, I don't remember how to do that disco thing. It involves like not going on the elevator. And then you like wait 60 seconds.
Now the monitors jump to life, their true nature revealed.
I can't
Each
wait
bore the
60
number of an
seconds.
employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
It's like when you're so used to receiving immediate feedback from your everything ever since you were born.
Woo!
It's hard to wait
Love the internet.
any amount of time for anything.
Love the infinite
This
amount of
mind
infinite.
control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Never.
No. He refused to believe
I now
it.
see why
he couldn't
the ending I
accept
chose was
his
so
own
strange
life
the first
in
time.
someone else's
Yeah.
control.
Yeah.
Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it?
I mean, I
Was it
still don't
even
have any
possible?
context for
Had
it,
he
so I'm gonna
truly
have to
spent
like
his
Yeah, no, you're
entire
fine.
life
I'm gonna have to do it
utterly
again,
blind
like
to the
later.
world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
I love scheduling an
or
Instacart
sad,
order for
or
later and then
content.
having it start now.
Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power.
According to the
over
developers who
another
just
human
tweeted,
life.
this game
For
already
he
reached number
would
1 on Steam.
dismantle the controls
Nah.
once and for all.
I'm surprised. This game is kind of niche.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a little indie.
Like, it's
ain't it?
niche that went like Game Grumps Jacksepticeye popular back in the early 2010s, so I know a lot of people know it.
I
Oh
saw-
man, this game is 10 years old, isn't it?
But yeah, it's 10 years old.
Oh wow.
Wow, I didn't know that. I guess this game, like, ooh, a 1. Press the 1 button. 2. Press
This
the
game is about as old now as Super Mario Sunshine was when I went blind.
Oh,
Mario
how old now is Mario Sunshine?
Sunshine is 20 years old?
Oh my god, I'm gonna throw up.
Please don't.
Why do I
It's a
have
nice
to?
rug.
Why do I have to age?
I keep asking myself that. It's, I've yet to find an answer.
3. Okay, I found the 3 button. Now I gotta find the 4 button. I know where the 5 button is.
This is another area where part of me is like, they've probably added stuff to this area, and then the other part of me is like, they shouldn't add stuff to this area because it would defeat the purpose of this area.
The developers, from what I can tell, are literally doing whatever they wish with me.
Yeah.
While you try your best to do whatever you wish with them.
It's not working very well. Man, where's
Stanley.
the Stanley? Where's the 4 button? I really want to find it.
It's around.
There's some channel that I'm thinking of that uses that song you were just humming, Ryan,
Yeah.
as like backdrop for like numbers in a top 10 list or something.
Number 15.
Number 15.
Burger King foot lettuce.
foot lettuce. The last thing you want on your Burger King Whopper is somebody's foot fungus, but that just might be what you're getting.
Oh, chilled.
Oh, chill.
What a weird piece of internet history chilled is.
I don't know. It's weird when one thing goes viral from a thing that has like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain that at all.
It's like a one-hit wonder kind of.
But it's like, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
But it's like number 15 on a top 15.
On a channel of top 15 lists, and it's
Yep.
just that one quote.
Just that one.
Just that one quote that went viral. I'm sure I could think of other examples of that.
want to find this button, but I want to do other stuff as well.
Tyrone W is shopping for me. I was hoping they'd shop 2 hours from now, but hey, that's okay.
But hey, that's okay.
But hey, you know, they're doing good because they're ahead of schedule. And then you're like, but I made the schedule. And they're like, yeah, but we're early, so that's good. And it's like, no, you're just ignoring my schedule.
Stanley.
All right.
I can't do
All right.
I can't do it.
Let's make a decision.
I can't do it. I can't find the button that I'm missing.
It's okay. You'll have time.
We can play this for a while.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power,
found
he
the
knew
sauce.
it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Nope.
Oh,
I will
Stanley,
become the new
you
overlord.
didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself? Is that what you wanted? Control?
Oh shit.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that.
Oh, God.
I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
2.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened.
Where's the 4?
I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds. Time doesn't grow on trees.
Now what do I do?
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
It's not changing.
You're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Goodbye, Info 427.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing.
Oh, God.
Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Oh my God.
You got the stress ending.
That was so stressful. I was like, there must be something I can do. And he's like,
I just
there's
wanna go-
literally nothing you can do.
I just want to go cry in the broom closet.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Allison said something about clicking the doors in numerical order.
Hey, the music's different. Never heard this piece.
Oh, One Eye Blind is Allison?
Allison,
I
yeah.
didn't know that. Awesome. 427.
They wrote a new song. That's cool.
428. 429.
As far as I know
All of
from
his
the
coworkers
original,
were gone.
that's all the left
Oh,
door endings.
please. Are you really just doing this?
Probably
for
not the
achievement?
case anymore.
Click
Oh,
a
look.
door 5 times. Is that all that you
Start
think
at
an
the top.
achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits
just use
away
the
for
same
such
door
little
for the
effort.
next
A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Definitely clicked it over 20 times.
Try again. You were doing it while he was setting it
Yeah,
up.
maybe you should wait for him to finish setting it
I
up.
have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing
Shut up.
a true
Stop
effort
it.
for a noble cause.
Wait for him to
Perhaps
tell you what
50
to do.
clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Work, slave, work.
I want the achievement.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Where is that?
Go find it. Don't go too far, though.
Okay, the doors are counting down, so I think I'm going in the right direction.
Achievement.
New content?
What?
There's just a door open that says new content.
Is that so?
Well, I think we should go in there after we get the achievement.
Keep that door in mind. They would do that. Fuck that shit.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Oh, God damn it.
Hustle, Stanley.
Hustle, Stanley. 437.
You gotta work for that unlivable wage.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so. Now, back to door number 437.
I'm being toyed with.
Let's see.
Constantly.
How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Okay. Where's the cop?
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere. Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
He's enjoying this.
I am enjoying this. I haven't had a game like really make me laugh so much
Yeah,
in like a really long time.
This game is just genuinely wonderful.
It's just like a very pleasant experience. Even though sometimes it's really scary. 416. I gotta say. Oh, is it in the new content?
No, probably.
It is.
It is.
Door 416. That's what he just said, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's down the new content room.
Uh-oh.
Here's door 416 right here.
It's not working.
It's not working.
Oh.
Can you go back out the new content door? Is that
Yeah.
allowed?
Yeah, I can go in and out.
Okay. Maybe there's another door 416.
I mean, there's a scary elevator in here as well.
What? Terrifying.
I'm going in the scary elevator.
Oh, God. Well, achievement aborted.
Damn it.
But what the fuck? We're all blind now.
Oh God, we're being like shuttled along. It's dark.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon
like a
in
Disney ride.
2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Yeah. We'll see about that.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Yeah.
It's a big empty room.
All right.
Board.
All right, let's see.
It
It's
says
The
new
jump
content. The
circle?
jump circle. Press A to jump in the circle. There's a counter. I could jump 35 more times.
Let's do it. Woo! You couldn't jump in the original. Get fucked. There's new content.
New content.
Woo! Daddy made you your favorite. Open wide. Here comes the content.
Is anyone counting?
No, I see the counter. It's going down. I can't jump anymore.
We used up all our jump power.
No more jumps.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
No, you developed this game for like 4 years. I hope there's something.
That would be pretty funny.
I'd be okay with that.
Ooh, another elevator. Okay.
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
It's looking more like an office space again. Oh, empty room.
That's
Whiteboard.
it?
Thank you
Oh,
for
you've
enjoying
gotta
the
be
new
kidding
content.
me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I mean, I did spend money on this.
I clicked to the whiteboard that said new content on it, and I think it reset the game. Oh, yes, it did. That was so odd. That was so odd. Wait, this is not our office. This is not our normal office space. Where are we? This is my office, but this is not my office building. Where am I? That's a picture of the hallway that I look out of when I open the door at the beginning of every game. Okay.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Hold on, I want to explore first. Oh no, there's so much other stuff. Oh god, I hate this. My brain wants to do everything. Okay, I'm gonna go into the vent first.
We should do what he says for now.
Oh no.
For the first spin.
I fell. This game is wonderful.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special, and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Whoa, what the fuck?
I don't know, what the fuck?
How do I describe this? It's like an ancient chapel, Italian chapel room with office supplies in it, and a giant beam of light heading toward the outside. We're outside now.
The memory zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
We're out like a campgrounds now. There's trees and flowers
I
everywhere.
think we might be in a metaphor for nostalgia.
And then there's a big triangle building we're walking up to. The memory zone. There's a basket. Okay. And a phone. Can I touch the phone? I can, but that's nothing.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap Nintendo Switch port? In October of 2013, when the game originally launched. Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something.
No.
Oh, the waste.
2013, back when video games meant something.
2013, when the Stanley Parable was released, is a picture on the wall. Oh my god, there's a picture on the wall of a screenshot of the Stanley Parable in the Steam store.
That's a weird thing in this Switch game.
Memory, sweet memory. Don't forget. It's a quote. Don't forget the Stanley Parable.
Oh my god.
There's a bunch of magazines around. So I think is just are around the office. Did the Stanley Parable receive a physical copy?
Probably at some point.
I think I'm looking at it right
Probably
now.
at some point. I'm sure.
I think I'm looking at it on a pedestal. Oh, it's the audience award for the Stanley Parable on a pedestal in the game.
M.E.
And I don't know what this is. This is supposed to be. It's like one of those Italian masquerade masks, but made like a trophy. Okay. There's a rack of postcards. The postcards read the Stanley Parable 2013 and some other screenshots from different points in the game. Also, an image of an older gentleman with a mustache. Might be our narrator.
Or an artist's rendition of our narrator.
There's this like motivational picture where it's like a sunset and it's got an open book in front of it and 2 pages of the book are folded in to make a heart. It says our first kiss, my first car, the release of the Stanley Parable in 2013. Oh my god. This is so funny. There's a dollar framed on the wall. It's me first dollar.
Yeah, wait, is this a SpongeBob reference?
No, a lot of businesses do that when they receive their first actual piece of income, like from a real customer.
Oh.
They'll frame it.
Cool.
Yeah. But this is, a digital dollar. There's an achievement on framed on the wall called Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. Mm-hmm. There's another one called Go Outside, Don't Play for 5 years.
That was a real achievement from the original game.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. Nominee British Academy Award, the Stanley Parable for game innovation, the British Academy Game Awards, March 12th, 2014. Are these like real awards that the game got?
I'm assuming.
It was. It sounds like it was just a nominee for that one.
There's a clipping called "The New Donk Times," new video game
Hey, what?
releasing today. Creator surprisingly down to earth. Game clear, certification first try. Indies added again with new art style. And intentionally bad graphics are the new hit.
True.
You will not believe how many bananas this ape's been hoarding for years. 50% off designer hat. Okay. They also got an award for debut game and story from the British Academy Game Awards. Los Fontaneros Times. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. There's you know that ending where we're on the ground and that woman's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
That is framed in a picture above this doorway. We're outside again. There's a rock.
Oh, no.
I can't tell what the picture is. It might be a hamster or a cat. But there's a memorial stone says, "In loving memory, little Stanley." Oh, what the fuck
And
is
over
this
here
place?
is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator
God damn it.
content.
It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. Oh, okay. So the review that's posted is, don't read any reviews except this one. How do you write a review of a game like the Stanley Parable? Blah blah blah. Oh, I think this is a real review.
Yeah.
No, this is just a genuine review.
Yeah.
No jokes here.
That's the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all their game awards are posted on the walls, which I think is hilarious.
So don't forget, we're playing Persona 3 right now.
And Skyrim.
No, this
Okay.
is not the original Stanley Parable released 2013.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is a shameless cash grab.
Uh-huh.
This
This
is-
is no games at all.
This is Skyward Sword HD.
Ooh, there's a downstairs memory zone maintenance. Can I go in here?
Uh-oh.
No, I can't.
Oh, like,
Oh man.
Not yet.
Not
Yeah.
yet. There's a framed picture of the Stanley Parable's title screen of the famous two doorways. It's an I Hate Mondays mug. Tiny action figure models of Stanley and the woman who finds us on the ground. I forget what her name was. Starts with an M. The end is never the end is never the end is never the end.
Here's another moving passage. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the Nintendo Switch. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
There's a framed picture that says literally anything. There's the source code.
oh,
And carpet textures that are both just sitting on pedestals. Ooh, there's a blocked off room that I can see into called the serious room.
that's a reference to the original.
Oh, it's
There's like a way to break the game, and you end up in the serious room, and you get a very stern talking to.
Oh, where can I go now?
These were simpler times, Stanley. what I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over
And I'm
again.
not arguing with that. 2013 was rad.
Ah, yes.
Wait, hang on.
The door's open.
I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Another vending machine. These fucking vending machines just show up anywhere.
Oh
we're
no,
back
oh God,
outside.
no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even
Pressurized
imagine
Gas.
what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
We're going into a scary room now.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and
negative Steam
unfunny,
review.
with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining.
It's just a giant blown up
I'm not
negative
trying to be
Steam
funny.
review.
I'm trying to make a serious work out. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Oh my goodness. Now we're in like a junkyard full of the bad reviews, I guess. I wonder how different my experience would have been if I clicked yes, I've played the Stanley Parable before.
I guess it would have started with the new content door open.
Mm.
And it just kind of wanted to get you into a few normal endings first.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see
More
what this one
negative
says.
Steam reviews.
While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Are we talking about the nature of nostalgia in video games right now?
We're talking about probably 100 things none of us have noticed.
Sonic was never good.
I mean, it wasn't.
I like it. It doesn't mean it's good, but I like it.
I like it, and it was good.
What's this one got to say?
Yeah.
You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto.
Some
I'd
rumble.
do anything for the customer, Stanley.
A
Yes,
temple
a skip button we shall have.
Has appeared
What has?
out of the lake. A temple, I guess. Well, now we're
And
in
here
a
it
big
is.
room.
Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you
the skip
forward in
button.
time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer.
God.
That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know it's... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Holy
You've
fuck.
just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer.
I'm
My
concerned.
God, there's no way out of the room. Oh, Stanley, you're back.
Oh my god, everything's
You're
dark
back.
now.
Oh my goodness, I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through.
We're
I've
gonna
had
get broken
so
up with.
much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have
my
you ever
God.
sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past.
Oh, man.
He's done.
Oh no. Oh no. Come back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh no, I can't take the silence. Oh no. Press the skip button again though. Oh god, what the fuck was that?
It's so loud.
Yeah, I don't need to hear this.
Oh god. Oh god, what is it?
Beep,
Oh
beep.
god, make it stop.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such
wonder how long
bleakness
he'll
and
go on for.
discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our
I
lives.
don't want to skip him anymore.
It has
I feel
come to
awful.
represent us.
I'm
It
surprised he's still
absolutely
alive.
must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves.
It's amazing
We would
how
turn
much
to
this
look at our
man can
deeper
talk.
nature and find a
I hope they
resounding
paid him
emptiness
well.
gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be
no
the collapse
sign
of
of
ourselves.
stopping.
He's plowing through page after page after page.
These entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit
Changed
they project.
subject again.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collective discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes.
Yes.
They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment.
I can't
And my,
believe it's
how
still
good does it
going.
feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, muted and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think.
I've had whole
to feel.
auditions shorter than
It
this.
must be that they were so discontent with themselves that they couldn't help but leave a negative review on pressurized gas. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this
Oh,
state
God,
that they
I
sought
skipped
some
that.
outlet through which to tear me down.
The button's
This, you
right
can
there.
see, is clearly why they felt
Whatever
the
you
need
want,
to expect
buddy.
that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor, that it amused. But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the
I was
human.
wondering what was going to happen.
Did it
What?
loop?
It looped. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I was like, how long is this going to go on for? That was it. That was like a 3-4 minute monologue this guy just went off on. And now it's silent. It's just us and the skip button.
The end is never the end, 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 is never
Yep,
the
this is
end,
not
is never the
cursed at
end,
all.
is never the end.
Not even a little bit.
Feeling real good about my choice of stream title.
I'm like horrified of this room that I've been trapped in. Wait a second. There's other stuff in here? Or can I just walk around the
Can we
backside?
leave?
That was always allowed.
I guess there's nothing to interact with. There's just more space. I don't see a way to leave. Oh.
What?
I turned around and I didn't see the skip button and I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck happened? Oh. Place is looking a little more desolate than I remember.
Wonder how many hundreds of thousands of years it's been.
It's about to be more. It's light in here now. I guess light can filter in here now that half of our roof is gone. Oh, there's a lot more green here than there used to be. Oh, now everything's really dark. I pressed the skip button and it just got stuck. What was that?
I don't know, but it's getting closer.
I don't like it. Skip me, please. Oh, okay. Oh my god. Everything is tilted. The skip button is broken. Oh, there's a whole wall missing now.
Finally.
I can leave. It's a desert?
It's been trillions of millennia.
Oh my god, it's just an endless, vast desert. That's all there is. There's nothing else.
Looks like 2026 out there.
All I can do is just walk further away from the place where I started. I will walk towards the sun on the horizon. Oh, everything went black. Ah, I think that was it.
Maybe.
I think we lived to see the post-apocalypse, and that was it.
Those kind
Hey.
of the same ending as the first one.
At least we got our skip button.
At least we got our skip button. Yep. Game started over. Woo!
That was weird.
That was so weird.
That's definitely called the skip button ending.
Oh my goodness. That was wild. What a cool game. We
gotta-
can play more, yes?
We gotta play a lot more. There's so much.
We can play more, yes?
Yeah.
I'm very interested.
There's a lot more.
I gotta say, I've played a lot of video games, but this is one of the most unique gaming experiences I've had.
There's like 20 more endings that I know about.
God.
Let alone whatever the fuck we just did.
Hey, remember when we went through the vent and I went, oh my god, there's so much more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, thank you all for watching our Skyrim Persona 3 stream.
It's my favorite game.
my favorite.
Shit.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.